Guys, welcome back to another video. So today I have some Born Pretty PR. Now the lovely Emily has sent me over these gels from the Silky White series. So I just asked Emily to send me any, like, just something that I didn't know what it was that was coming, just to surprise us. And I didn't have a lot of the Silky White series, so she sent these. I said something like bright but autumnal, because at the time everyone was still doing autumnal design. So I'm still going to do a design. I'm going to do all of the colours across 5 nails. I've just got these tips done here, so it's not exactly going to be a set. I mean, I suppose you could wear them as a set, but yeah, so we're just gonna, so I've already swatched them and you can see the colours there. I did actually already own these 2 colours when they came, so these ones are still wrapped up, which are CGO 35 and CGO 17. So I haven't opened them because, like I say, I already had them, those ones there. So then, and I was quite surprised at this colour, because on the top it looks rather brown, but it's actually a really vibrant, like, pinky red. So I want to just move them ones back. And so I'm going to start off by putting just 1 coat of each colour on, so you can see. So as usual, they're a beautiful consistency. So this one is CGO 35. Now this is I've just put primer on the nails. I haven't used a base gel, they're not going to be worn. So I mean, if you wore these, you'd be walking around like people do wear long nails like this, but I couldn't. I'd poke my eye out or do myself an injury. So that's the first colour there. I mean, 1 coat is quite good coverage. It's a lovely, like a bluey grey. I'll pop that one in the lamp while I do the next one. So that's that one. Now we have this, like, it's like a burnt orange. Well, I'm saying burnt orange. It's lighter than the actual colour on the top. So I do have a code for Born Pretty. It is PLN 10. If you want to use it to get any discounts on your gels if you do order from them. There are other people with other codes as well, and by all means, if their codes get you more money off, then obviously use those. Like I say, I do have a code. It'll be in the description box if you were wanting to use it. I do earn a little bit of commission if you do. So this one is CGO 17. Now this is what I call a sunflower yellow. So like I say, I'm doing all the colours across the nails, just so you can see the colours. So it's going to be a bit of a random collection of colours, but this one is CGO 56. I hope everyone is well. I haven't really been up to much apart from working, getting ready for winter, getting my logs chopped for my log burner. And obviously, yeah, if you're watching this video, it's after my nailed room tour, so I've managed to get a few extra days in my room, a few less shifts. This one is CGO 89. Now this is, like I say, it surprised us because that is not that. You can see, like, totally different. So it was very surprising when I swatched this one. So I'm just doing 1 coat. You can do 2, obviously, if you were doing them as press-ons with these colours, or to wear, you probably would want a 2nd coat. However, for 1 coat, I think they're covering fabulously. So I'm going to be using some, I'm going to be doing some stamping. I'm going to use some foils. Now the foils I absolutely love, like the plaid tartany, like check type of foils. So I've managed, out of me hundreds of foils that I have, to find foils that have each of these colours in them. So I'm just gonna wipe off the tops of these nails first of all, because we do get a little bit of colour coming off when they've been cured, not a lot. And then I'm gonna what am I gonna do? I'm gonna matte coat them, because I'm gonna use some foils and I only want the foil to stick onto the place where I want the foil, basically. It's not brain science. So I mean, you can with foils as well though, if you don't either rub off your inhibition layer or put a matte coat on, you can just kind of rub off what you didn't want on there before your top coat and cure or whatever. But I am just going to, I'm using the Born Pretty matte coat. I buy the big bottles, so this is just one that I've decanted into a smaller bottle. Just buy like the big refill bottles. So I'm going to give each one of these a coat of the Born Pretty matte, get them in the lamp, and then I'm going to use all Born Pretty products today apart from the foils, which I think were just Temu, like boxed ones. So yeah, so I've had a bit of a brain blockage with, sounds horrible that, a brain blockage of ideas. I'm a bit stuck for what I'm wanting to do with my nail sets, as I've been out my room for so long. But I'm sure if I keep watching all you lovely ladies, I'll be able to come back with some ideas. And I like just to chat and just, this is me downtime when I'm not working. If I'm not doing jobs in the house, I like it. I like just the downtime to sit and, well, talk to myself or talk to you guys. So them two are matted, so I'll put them ones in. So that's what they're looking like at the moment. That's all skew with. Right, so now foil glue. I normally use Sparkle Supplies, however Born Pretty was the first transfer glue that I used that I found worked well for me, so I can switch between the two. Now I'm not too fussed on getting a perfect application of the foil gel, because I can to wipe away what I don't want. Now I need to remember, using this foil gel, you do need to give it time to cool. It gets stickier the longer you leave it. I do have one that I use that you can literally just foil straight onto. However, this one does need time to get sticky. So I'll pop this one in the lamp, and then while this one is curing and cooling down. So I'm just kind of putting it across the top, down the edges, because then I'm going to stamp in the middle part. So when it's matte coated, you can see where you've put your foil gel as well. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp for 60 seconds. I want to do this one. Now it's just a rough guesstimate of where I did the other one. I'm just bringing it down the sides. You want to make sure you've got plenty on, but you don't want it too thick, that it's not going to work neither. So have a good coating of your foil gel. I'm trying to keep it as tidy as possible. So as I said, it's not a set as per se, but just a bit of fiffing and faffing just to showcase these beautiful colours. And that one is nearly done, so I will let that one sit just while I pop that one in the lamp. So while that one's in the lamp, I'll show you the files that I've picked out. So these are the files. So what I'm going to do is, this one is going to be for the red nail. I'm using this one for the grey nail, and then we have the orange nail and the yellow nail and then this one is the, right there, the blue grey nail. So I just need to see, I did this without putting gloves on as well. So I've already got the grey one curing, so we need to use this one here. I want to get myself all in a tizzy. So I am going to cut some off because the rolls are just too long. Now that's had a little bit of time to settle. So I'm going to pop that, and I've just touched it there, so it is quite sticky. Now I do have a lot of foils, but I don't like wastage. So even though I've kind of put this slap bang in the middle of my nail, I will keep the foils for just dabbing a bit on here and there, or nothing goes to waste. I don't believe in waste. I like to reuse stuff. So I'm just wanting that to unfold. So I'm just remember to rub down the sides, especially where you put your glue. Okay, so let's see what this one, I've got a hole in my glove already. That's not a good start, is it? So there's that one there, and I have quickly popped this one on as well because I didn't want it to get too cool. Oh. Now there's just that little patch there that will do me head in if I don't fill it in. So pop that on. So there we have those two there. Now I should have had another one of these in my lamp. So I'm going to do this one. I'll just show you this one. I'll do the other ones off camera because you're not going to want to see. It's quite repetitive, obviously, because I'm just sticking a foil on, going down the sides. So we're just getting it as nice as we can. Put that one in. 60 seconds. So this is a good foil glue. I'm loving these colours. They're going to be handy for, well, all year really. I mean, the blues and greys, they'll be good for winter, and the red for Christmas, and this orange would make a fantastic pumpkin colour. So they're from the Silky White series, like I said. I don't have a lot of those ones, so that's why I asked Emily if she'd just send me some from that series. Because I get offered a lot of cat eye, but to be honest, I think I've got nearly all of Born Pretty's cat eyes now. That's the cat trying to go in the bedroom. Tabby, what you doing? Do you want to be in? She wants to go outside because she's a house cat, but she's getting in the habit of crying on a night until I let her out. She goes out there to eat grass. I'm sure she's part cow. Be one moment. And she doesn't eat the grass to be sick neither. She just eats it for the sake of it. She prefers that over cat food. I don't know. Like I say, I think she's part. Yes, I'm talking about you. She's very vocal. When we first, she's 7 now. But when we got her, she never used to meow. She was the quietest cat. And now, as she's getting older, she's very noisy. See, I opened the door and let her in, and now she's gone. Came in, shouted at us, and went out. She's like a teenager. Saying that, my teenager doesn't shout at me, to be fair. But he's a good lad. But, so, this one. These gloves are a bloomin' mess. I've just rubbing a bit of, they'd never last with bloomin' acetone, would they? So this one, I haven't gotten the lines down the side as tidy as I would have liked. So what I'm going to do is take this little bit of, so as you can see here, it's a little bit askew whiff down that edge. So I'm just going to rub it with a bit of alcohol. Just take it back to where I want it. And then the job's a good one. So that's what we're looking at so far. Looks a bit random, doesn't it? But I think the design will turn out quite cute once I get them done. Right, I'll do the other two with the foil, and then I'll be back. Right, so we've got all of the plaid check, whatever you want to call it, on those nails now. So they're kind of in line with each colour. So I have this stamping plate, and I'm going to use the Born Pretty. I've got foil stuck. This foil actually stuck to my curtain. I'm going to use this stamping plate here and this image of the leaves. I'm just going to give it a quick spray, make sure that it's clean. Right, so I'm going to be using this one here. I'm not using that. I'm using this Born Pretty, it's from the Concerto series BPTC22. So it is like a bronzy, glittery gold. Got a hair on there, that's not a good start. and I'm just going to brush that on. Now, I wasn't organised. I haven't got my scraper. I haven't got anything to hand. Where the hell's my scraper? Oh, right. There's my scraper. So I'm going to swipe and roll. So there we have the leaves there. And I'm going to take any nail. Now, I don't know if it's going to work because I have matte coated the nail, haven't I? Let's see. Oh yeah, it's fine. So there's that one, and there like that. So I'm going to do that across all of the nails. And I've also put me in all of it. Oh shoot! I need a clean part. I need a lint roller as well. Right. So I'm going to do that across all of the nails. I'm getting rid of me tippy tappy thing for me acetone because it does me head in. So I'm back to me spray bottle. So again, I'm going to take the Born Pretty stamping gel, well, stamping polish. I don't know if my plate was dry there or not. It looks a bit. And swipe, roll. Oh, it's still picked up. That's good. So then I'm going to do it again. I've touched it, bloody thing. Can I get away with that? Where did I touch it? Oh. No, I'll have to do it. I could have done it, but it'll do me head in. So I'm going to just rub that off. Do it again. Right, and I'll try not to touch it this time. So, just going to paint that on there, like so. Going to scrape it and pop it on. And press it down. Now I'm not pressing down on the edges because I don't want that bit to transfer. So we have that. I'll do one more with you and then do the other two off camera because, like I say, they are just the same. Now you have to work fast with this air dry polish. Swipe, roll, and I don't want to do it upside down. Stamp, so just want the leaves on there, like so. Now I'll do the other two and be back. Right, so they've all had the leaf, maple leaf prints on. I don't know where I'm going with my camera there. And now they all just need a top coat, and I have made some little bows out of the polish for each nail. So I am going to show you how I did those. I thought I'd make one with you. Didn't want it to be too long, this video. So I need my palette. And I'm going to make the red bow with you because I thought that one would show up more. So I'm just going to add a little bit of polish to the palette. Now I like to use a dotting tool. Everyone has their own way of doing these molds. So this mold is curved, and it is maybe I'll be able to show you. Can you see? I don't know. It's so it's got loads of different bows. So the bow that I have used for these ones is this one here. So we're going to use that one. So what I'm first going to do is take a dotting tool, and I'm just going to bend the mold outwards, and I'm just going to apply the gel into the mold and cover it as best I can. And then once you get a bit of the gel in, I just let it go and start infilling each part. And then what you want to do is turn it over so I can see the bits I've missed, and just add a little bit more gel into those bits. And then what I like to do is take a bit of, just wipe it down because I don't want the excess on the sides. So I'm just going to double check that I've got enough in. And when you're happy with it, you put that in the lamp. So I'm just going to put that in like that for now, for 60 seconds. So while that's in the lamp, I'm just going to wipe that away, otherwise I will have it everywhere. And then I'm going to top coat these. This is the Born Pretty Super Top Coat. Now, the Stampin' Polish has had a little time to dry, but obviously it could still drag, and also the transfer foil as well could still shift because it's not sealed in yet. So you just want to float your top coat over the top. Now you can do these matte, you can do them shiny. I'm just doing them shiny, but you can do whatever you desire. And then once the top coated, we're going to stick the bows on, and then the bows aren't top coated or anything once they come out the mold, because I haven't used any gels to do that. So I'll have to decide whether I want them shiny or matte when they come out, or I might do a bit of both. So they're going to go in to the lamp for 60 seconds without the fluffy on, and I'm going to bring the mold back. So that's had 60 seconds in the lamp. I'm going to split them so that heat up. Right, now I'm going to use this nail mold gel that I got from Temu. I've got a few colours. I didn't have the clear, so I'm just using the silvery. It's not really going to make any difference because it's going to be on the back side anyway. And I'm just going to fill in the mold and just bring it down into the mold a bit, just to make sure that if I have missed any of the red, it's not gonna show through. Ideally I would have used clear. I'm just going to give that a wipe down, make sure I've got no excess. Now I will put that in for 60 seconds and then I'll probably put back in upside down for 60 seconds. So I'll pop that in and then I'll just pop my nail off. These are cured. So with the ones I've made in preparation, so each one goes with each coloured nail. So I'm going to take a little bit of the 5-in-1 glue gel, which is Born Pretty, and using my dotting tool I'm going to apply a little bit of this to the back side of the bowl. And like I say, these aren't top coated or anything, it is literally just the gel. And I don't think I'm going to bother top coating these for the design, just because they are just for the design. So I'm just going to turn that one. So that mould's done one side, so I'm just going to pop it back in and do the other, just to make sure both sides are cured. Just pop these on. And because the nail mould that I've used was like curved for the nail, these sit lovely onto the nail. Got the yellow one. I think I've swapped ends with me dabber, never mind. And then once these are on, you can paint them with the top coat, matte coat like I say. I would probably just use a small brush to do it, due to the fact that I've already gloss top coated the nail. I'm just going to bring this down. But I am quite chuffed with them little bows. So then this one should just come out. And there we have. I love how it has like all the details and the indentations. Those moulds. I mean, that mould was from Temu, I think. Well, it will be. Everything's from Temu. So they are still quite flexible. They're not as hard as the ones you get, like you buy in the packs, because they're made from resin and these are literally made from the gel. But I just think they look absolutely fab. I mean, look at that. What do you think? I'm going to brighten up my light a bit. It's a bit dull. I'm turning it down, it'll be even duller. I should have had it brighter earlier. So there they are. I'm going to pop them in the lamp just to freeze them in position. Just make sure. So that's those. So while they're curing, we'll just go and take a look again at the gels, the colours, and So that one is CGO35. That one is CGO76. That one is CGO17. That one is CGO56. And this one, which I said surprised us with the colour of the lid, and that one was CGO89. So a nice collection of colours that Emily sent us. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys like the colours, or let me know if you have a favourite, or whether you have any of these colours that you've used before. And I'm just beeping away. So there we have the nails. So that the leaves show up better on some rather than others. I mean, these ones look, I love this one. This is my favourite one, I think. But they all look nice. I just love plaid. I love the way. So if I put them in the order of the colours, which obviously you can see yourself. So that's those there. Now I am, out of curiosity, just going to paint one of the nails with the top coat, which I did have out. We'll do middle for diddle, should we? Now I'm just going to put a little bit on my palette. And I just want a little brush. This one will do. And I'm just going to go over the bowl to see if you want it matte. So a matte is obviously the way it looks now, just with the colour, but this would make it look I quite like it shiny. So if I put it back together, I know I haven't cured it, but it's shiny anyway. So I think the oh, I lost my voice there. I think the matte bows stand out a bit more. I think once you do it shiny, it gets lost in the shininess of the nail. I don't know, might just be me. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you to Emily for sending these over. As usual, I've loved the products that you've sent me. I'm looking forward to using them again in some other designs. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. It doesn't cost anything. Even if you only watch one video and just subscribe, that would be awesome. I do appreciate it, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.